Hi, welcome to my video on the equation of an ellipse in transformational form, part 2. Transformational form of ellipse. Let's recall the transformational form of a circle, which is x minus h all squared, y minus k all squared equals r squared. That's the equation of a circle in standard form with center radius. So if we divide all parts of the equation by r squared, then we get x minus h all squared over r squared plus y minus k all squared over r squared equals 1. So as a result, notice that the center of the circle is h comma k, and the horizontal stretch is square root of r squared is r. The vertical stretch is the square root of r squared, which is r. So the horizontal stretch is equal to the vertical stretch, which is equal to r. So let's look at an equation of a circle in transformational form. So if we have x minus 1 all squared over 9 and y plus 2 all squared over 9 equals 1. Again, the center of the circle is 1 comma negative 2. Excuse me. R squared is 9, so r is the square root of 9, which is 3. So we have a circle. Notice the horizontal stretch is 3 and the vertical stretch is 3. So the circle has a center of 1, negative 2. And the horizontal stretch is 3, so we go 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 1, 2, 3. And 3 down, 1, 2, 3. So we have a circle. This is the graph representing this equation. But when we look at the transformational form of an ellipse, we have very similar x minus h all squared over a squared plus y minus k over b squared equals 1. The center is h comma k as in the circle, but the horizontal stretch is a and the vertical stretch is b. A and b are different lengths, making it an oval shape. So let's continue. For each equation of the ellipse, state the center. So we have an ellipse here. Y is an ellipse. We have an x squared, y squared with a plus sign, but the horizontal stretch is 2 and the vertical stretch is 5. So the center is 0, 0. We have no brackets. And the horizontal stretch is the square root of 4, which is 2. And the vertical stretch is 5, which is the square root of 25. Another equation, the center is opposite of plus 6 is a minus 6. Opposite of plus 1 is a minus 1. And the horizontal stretch is the square root of 100, which is 10. And the square root of 49 is 7. So notice this is a squared equals 100. So a is 100. This is b squared is 49. So b is 7. And again, a squared is 4. So a is the square root of 4 too. B squared is 25. So b is 5. So I put the a with the x and the b with the y. And I'll be consistent in my working out the ellipse, and also when I go to the conic or the graph of a hyperbola. I'll have a with the x and b with the y. Now, C, center is opposite of negative 2 is 2. We have no y value, only just a y squared, so that's a 0. And the horizontal stretch, so a squared is 81. A is the square root of 81, which is 9. So the horizontal stretch is 9. And right here, b squared is understood to be over 1. So b squared is 1. B is plus square root of 1, which is 1. D, Again, we have an ellipse. Notice that the a squared is 64, b squared is 11, so they're different lengths. It's not a circle. So the center is -3, -7, opposite of +3, +7. And a squared equals 64. So a is the square root of 64, which is 8. So the horizontal stretch is 8. And b squared equals 11. So b is the square root of 11. Now, let's reverse it. Again, you can pause the video at any time and work these out on your own. State the equation of the ellipse in transformational form if you have a center, a horizontal stretch, and a vertical stretch. So the center is 8, -3, so that's x minus 8 all squared. Y plus 3 all squared. So a is 5, so this is a squared here, so it's a 25. B is a 2, vertical stretch, so b squared is 4. Remember, underneath the equation of ellipse, in this form, we have an a squared, and this is b squared. Now we have a center of 0, 4, so x minus 0 is the same as x being squared. And we have 4, so we make it a -4 all squared. So a is 3, so underneath the x is a squared, so that's a 9. Underneath the y is b is 12, so b squared is 144. So there's the equation in transformational form. And another one, we have -1, that's the h, so it's x plus 1 squared, add on, y minus 5, so it's a plus 5 being squared. A is 4, so underneath the x is a squared, so that's 16. Underneath the y is b is 6, so this is b squared, 36. So it just takes a while to get used to it, but it's, just go back, I'll continue. State and graph each. Again, notice we have an x being squared, a y being squared, and we have a 9 and a 25. So that means that the center, this is it's not a circle. If this was 9 and that was 9, we have a circle. If that was 25 and that was 25, we have a circle. Because they're different, then the center is opposite of -1, which is 1. Opposite of +2 is a -2. And what we have is a squared is equal to 9. So the horizontal stretch is square root of 9, which is 3. B squared is 25. So the vertical stretch is square root of 25, which is 5. So the longer stretch is 5. So therefore, the major axis is right here. Major axis is the vertical. The vertical axis is longer than the horizontal axis. So if the major is vertical, then the minor must be the horizontal. Done. And the length is, since the major is b, since the major is the y, which is this one, that means that b is equal to 5. So the length is 2 times b, which is 2 times 5, which is 10. So the length of the major is 10. And b, so a must be 3, horizontal stretch. So that means 2a equals 2 times 3. So the minor is 6 and the major is 10. So let's plot the center of 1, -2. 1, -2, x is 1, y is -2. And horizontal stretch is 3, so it's 1, 2, 3. And 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. And the vertical stretch is 5. So from the center, we go 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So this is the ellipse. And notice this is the vertical. 5 up, 5 down, 10 in total. And from here to here, that's 3, and that's 3, so that's 6. So you double the stretch in the length of the axis. State the equation in transformational form. Notice we have an ellipse because it's oval. So what I do is I draw the horizontal axis like this, and I draw the vertical axis. There they are. So the midpoint of both of these is right here. So the middle of the ellipse, that's, notice x is -3, y is 2. So the center is 3, -3, 2. Let's see. Again, 3 to the, that's x is -3, y is 2. That's the center. So the equation in transformational form is x plus 3 all squared, add on y minus 2 all squared. That's the center. Now we need to get what? The a squared. So a is right here and here. A is with the x. So a is, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. So a is 6. So that means a squared is here. So that's 36. And the vertical stretch is 1, 2. So b is 2. So b squared is 4. So you get the center, and then you find the center. Remember, the center is the midpoint. So if you pick out the midpoint between, so this one right here is 3, 2. And this one right here is, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's -9, 2. So the midpoint, if you take the midpoint of -9, add on 3 and divide it by 2. And you take 2 and add on 2 and divide it by 2. So that's -6 over 2, which is -3. And 4 over 2, which is 2. So by doing the midpoint, it's the same thing. So what I did, I just drew the axes and got the common point between the two, the intersection here, which is -3, 2. So you can get the midpoint, or you can eyeball it like I did. So that's another video on the transformational form. And that brings us to the end. If you like my video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content is on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Notice just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video was of some help to you. Bye-bye.